you can use your flying sniper method here. And if you're good at aiming with your sniper, then you can get it. If you don't want your Arwen to be attacked, you can jump out of it with Z and it will fly basically into oblivion. I don't know where it flies, but they'll respawn, as you can see it did near Peppy a moment ago. And unfortunately, since Slippy and Peppy are the slowest, this may take a little bit. Oh well. Another thing you can do is you can get in the R-Wing and switch to your grenades and just completely throw them all over the place. And it sounds stupid, but I have done that and actually killed somebody. Because, you know, sometimes you can just fire a random shot and actually hit somebody. And it doesn't happen often, but when it does, you're very grateful for it. There's a whole bunch of actual other strategies. Why am I not killing him? There we go. There are a lot of other strategies, most of which involves using a teammate. For example, if you noticed, well actually you didn't notice, but in 3 and 4 player, 3 player you can have 1 player team up against 2 and 3 player on the same team. Or on 4 player you can have, I'm assuming 1 on 3 maybe, or 2 sets of 2 teams. And other strategies would involve letting your teammate ride on the R-Wing, similar to story mode. I wonder if I can actually pick that up. Similar to letting your teammate, or letting Wolf or Valko fly on your ship during story mode. You know, there's just a lot of different strategies you can experiment. If anybody has some, I'd be glad to hear them. I have heard a few of them. But since I don't play versus mode too much, because I'm an only child, so yeah. Since my dad's usually out of the house, my mom's usually busy catching some kind of sickness. I kind of have all the time to myself, and you know, I don't play versus that much, is what I'm trying to get the point across to. But let's not go into life stories, because blah blah blah, they're not important, nobody cares. For those of you that do care, I guess I appreciate it, but that would be a little freaky if you didn't even know me, especially. Stupid barriers. I don't use the barrier unless I realize I'm about to die, and then I realize, oh, I have a barrier, I should probably be using that. Half the time I completely forget it's there. But that's my own fault, so yeah. Obviously, there are some areas in specific stages that can be really, really good sniping spots, for example. I happen to know a few that are very good, especially in Chronaria City. I mean, because, you know, in the story mode, you're actually choosing areas to snipe the radar jammers. So really quickly, I'm going to go back to the characters and just explain my thoughts on each of them. Obviously, we're going to start with Fox. His health is 3 out of 5. I'm just going over the obvious here. His running speed is 3 out of 5. His jumping ability, which is your third one, now I remember it, is 3 out of 5. His R-Wing ability, which I'm assuming is how well he handles in an R-Wing, is 4 out of 5. His Landmaster ability is 4 out of 5. And his charging ability for the blaster is 4 out of 5. So my thoughts on Fox, obviously he's the hero of the entire game. He's awesome. For versus mode, because obviously there's different opinions for each character. And overall, I like most of the characters and overall. For versus mode, Fox is obviously recommended for a beginning player because, for obvious reasons, he's balanced. He's the hero of the story. You'd be used to playing as him from story or mission mode because you can't choose anybody else. And overall, you can't really go wrong with him. He doesn't have a really fatal weakness. Moving on to Valko Lombardi, the ace pilot of the Star Fox team, supposedly, minus Fox himself. His health is 1 out of 5, which is extremely low. His running speed is 4 out of 5. His jumping ability is 3 out of 5. His R-Wing ability is 5 out of 5. His Landmaster ability is 2 out of 5. And his charge ability is 3 out of 5. What I think of Valko? As an actual character in the story, I like him because he's really cool and he's designed to be cool. He's got a lot more heart, I suppose, than he did in Star Fox 64. Then whenever you shoot him, instead of saying, "Hey Einstein, I'm on your side," he'll say, "I'm on your side, Fox." So he's a little bit nicer, but he still has the personality. You know, he still has his own personality, which is really cool. Obviously, due to his character ability, I do think his health is way too low for his own good. So you should stick him in the R-Wing as fast as you can, and because he is a fast character, it shouldn't be too hard. He's not that good in the Landmaster, only having 2 stars there. Charge shot and jumping wise, you know, he's average, 3 out of 5 stars. But really, where he excels most in Versus is obviously inside of an R-Wing. Slippy Toad, health is 4 out of 5, his jumping ability, or his running ability is 2 out of 5, his jumping ability is 4 out of 5, his R-Wing ability is 2 of 5, his Landmaster ability is 5 of 5, his charging ability is 3 out of 5, but it will increase times 2 after defeated once, and it will stay there. Slippy Toad, as a character overall, I think he actually fits in the Star Fox team well. He's been known to be a very good mechanic. He's funny. He can be rather annoying, and it probably took you till now to realize that he actually is a guy, because it was impossible to tell in Star Fox 64, and it was pretty hard to tell in Star Fox Adventures even then, because his voice was really weird. No offense to the voice actors. Obviously, Slippy shines very well in the Landmasters. That's where he excels the best. He does have a high jump and a high health ability. Obviously, as you could tell from watching me, his running ability is rather slow, and he's not very good in an R-Wing. As for foot battles, I guess he's okay. Fox, Valko are okay for foot battles, but, you know, Valko's got low health, so that's a little iffy. Moving on to Crystal, who actually doesn't have a last name. What to say about this character? I don't know. They made her weak on purpose, I think. So, really quickly going over our stats. Health is 2 out of 5. Running ability is 3 out of 5. It's probably almost 4, though, because she seems to run pretty fast overall. Jumping ability, 3 out of 5. R-Wing and Landmaster ability are both 2 out of 5. Her charge ability is 3 of 5. Whenever she's defeated, instead of gaining 1 barrier, she will have 2. What I think of Crystal as a character, I think she fits well with the Star Fox team, and honestly, it's better to have a girl on the team for, obviously, you'll have a romantic interest for Fox now. And obviously, you know, you need to have a female pilot, at least one in the game. Because, you know, obviously video games are designed for guys, but I know that several girls out there that play video games. And, you know, you need to have a girl character that's, unfortunately, they didn't make her very good. And my thoughts on why she's weak is probably because of the Lucario/Mewtwo principle, as I call it. For those of you that know Lucario, the Pokemon, and Mewtwo, the Pokemon from the Super Smash Bros. Series, Mewtwo is in Melee, and Lucario is in Brawl. And both of them are perceived to be weak. I think it's probably because Lucario and Mewtwo overall, based on the anime series and the other games, are overpowered, so they weaken them on purpose. But they weaken them a little bit too much, and that's might have been what they did with Crystal, is they just made her a little bit too weak overall in the stats department, and that's probably why she's not used very often. The barrier idea is a good idea, but honestly, I think they should make an area for Crystal where she can really shine. If they do a remake of this game, they need to make her shine somewhere. They need to make her have really high health, really high jumping ability. I mean, everybody else that you look at, Slippy has really high Landmaster and jumping and health. Valko has really high Landmaster and running abilities. Fox has a really high balance. You know, everybody's got a place where they shine, but Crystal doesn't really have one. And she needs to. Because, yes, she is balanced, but Fox has a better balance than Crystal does, even though Crystal gets the extra barrier. And I just think that makes it where Crystal wouldn't be used as often as she should be, because she actually is a good character, and she does fit into the story well. So, after that rant, moving on to Peppy Hare. His health is 2 of 5. His running is 1 of 5, being the slowest of everybody, even Slippy. His jumping ability being 5 of 5. His R-Wing and Landmaster ability being 3 of 5. His charge ability being 4 of 5, but it is multiplied by 4 after being defeated. Peppy Hare as an actual character, I do like the fact that they decided after a while to take him off the actual team. But he's still, well, not off the actual team, but off the actual fighting team and switching him to an actual, you know, person that's still on the team, but he's more of a person that can still give advice but doesn't actually fight anymore. Because, you know, since he is the older of the team and he was on the original Star Fox team of James, Pigma, and Peppy, for those of you that don't know, I'll probably explain that when I do Star Fox 64 a little bit more. There was a point where he did need to retire sooner or later, but even though he doesn't actually retire, he still has a place in the game and he still has a place in Versus mode. Obviously, he has a really high jumping ability and his charging ability is good. You do need to watch out because he's slow and his health is poor, so try to get him inside a vehicle and he'll probably do a little bit better. I realize my rant for Peppy wasn't as high as everybody else, but I do use Crystal and the other three members and Wolfo. Well, I don't use Wolf O'Donnell that often, but I just don't use Peppy that much. So I'll cover Wolf and some other stuff in Versus mode later, next time. See you guys.